Hello, good morning, Yatindra.
Very good morning, sir. Sudhakar, sir.
Very good morning.
Yeah, thank you. You're writing from BMKM. So, people, today we are having a sports competition, cricket. So,
Okay.
all the top people are there.
Great, sir. Great to see all the people, sir. We will start by 11 o'clock, sir.
Okay, thank you. Right, okay.
Very good morning. A very good morning, dear professionals. It's been happy to see you all once again in our INVITI Industrial Empowerment Session, 46th week. Continuously, 46th week we have been here. Thanks for your support. Today is a very important session. We are going to see that before we have a small introduction about INVITI. INVITI, Invent, Innovate, and Inspire is being started by alumnus of RLI, College of Engineering, Guindy, and IIT Madras to ensure that technologies have been incorporated in the process to bring the kind of enrichment. There are three wings of INVITI. The first wing of corporate training in the domain of safety, quality, and technology, IoT, artificial intelligence, Python. The second division is research and development, R&D division. From this R&D division, many industrial research projects have been started upon and we have been deploying it. One among the product is known as COVID Smart CCTV, which is work based on the AR and VR technology. The last division is audit and inspection department. Audit in various fields and various standards, starting from ISO 45001, 14001, 9001, 21001, 27001, IS 14489 audit, safety audit, electrical audit, audit. All these audits have been carried out in this department. We have been much happier since it is the month of the month. Every year, INVITI will always ensure that they have been introducing new model of training. This month, we have been introduced a concept with a lot of research. Last 4 months, we had a research, and we have been introduced a program, a model called Yogic Ergo Training. Yogic Ergo Training, which ensures that not only a kind of lecturing or a workshop on the job to make sure that if your employees have been having a chronic pain, neck pain, it may be of the toe or the ankle, any kind of chronic pains, we have been going to ensure that our trainers in the time of workshops, they will ensure that how to get rid of all here, and also thanking you to ensure that we have been successfully finished as 6 programs of this INVITI economic of this ergo training, which has been introduced on this safety month. And also we have been much delightful, and thank you for making this month. Okay, still there are a few more days in this month. We have been in the off of this month. We have been thanking you to ensure that number of trainings which has been conducted by our training department, INVITI training department, is 17. Customized training models on the March month is 7, and online trainings 11. Thank you for your wonderful support. Today, yes, it is going to be one another important topic which many of us would have been having a view, having a thought, how to introduce this behavior-based safety. How to introduce this behavior-based safety? Yes, we are going to see that how to implement this behavior-based safety to ensure that the safety point of view, the safety culture, organization. It's not only on safety part. It's throughout. Whenever we have been introducing this behavior-based safety model, we always ensure that how we have been going to get the utmost benefit for our industries, for our people. That is going to be the biggest thing which we can able to give to our people. So implementation of behavior based safety 2.0, yeah, yes, it's going to be a most interesting session, because this implementation of BBS, after having the lot of articles, reading a lot of articles, after having a research on well-proved behavior-based models, or the kind of culturals, the kind of industrial culture, we have been bring this model, and we like to share with you all. Yes, how we are going to ensure this. Is this BBCS? Okay, I will tell you what is BBCS. It's not going to be a substitute for any traditional concept, but you have to ensure that the kind of traditional BBS model is all we know that, yes, we have to have an observant, we have to ensure that, yes, it's, but the behavior based model which we are going to invite is going to be proposed. It's not going to be a substitute model, but we feel that if all these things can be done on, if all these things has been implemented to our peoples, it's going to be much easier to see the change, because that is going to be the ultimate thing. Yes or no? All of us, we have been here to ensure that how we can able to bring this positive culture, positive organizational culture to our peoples within short span of time. The regular model which we are talking upon, it takes time. It takes time. It also depends upon the organizational culture. But the time which we wait, we may not think that whether we have been done it in a right way or not. That is going to be the biggest hurdle. We also has been felt earlier years, whenever we have been implementing this BBS model in an organization, we always feels that it needs time, at least 6 months. But whether we are in a right time, whether we have been moving in a right path or not, we may not know. So this BBS behavior-based conscious safety model. BBCS is nothing but behavior-based conscious model. It's a model which we are going to see upon today, which may be useful for you to implement BBS in a very short span and to get a lot of good results in your organization. So first we will understand, okay, first we will understand how to ensure that why we are always caring about our behavior. Whenever we are going to talk about our behavior plays a very major role. Behavior plays a very major role towards all of us to ensure that whether we have been moving in a right direction or not. In this COVID time, okay, in this COVID time, many of our behavior have been gave us a lot of positive results. Yes or no? Lot of positive results. You can able to see the reverse, which we may not be thought of, which we may not thought that we can able to clean the rivers, which we will get this kind of good waters in the rivers. But due to our behaviors, lot of things has been changed. We have been got a very clean water in the river. The same way, if thoughts, okay, think this, if same way, my behavior, my thoughts in my brain is going to be streamlined, I can able to see a very crystal clear ideas which is being necessary for the upliftment of my career or of my professional. Yes or no? Same way, because we can able to connect this with the thought process. Imagine, okay, imagine you are going to have n number of thoughts, n number of thoughts is there. You write down, okay, if you're having a notepad with you, write down what are the three important objectives for you as of now. Three important objectives. I will give you a minute of time. Write down what are the three important objective of yours as of now. Okay, now from today morning 6 or 7 to 11, how many times you have been thought towards this objective? How many times? Good. How many times? If it is more than 5 times, good. More than 10 times, very good. More than 15 times, excellent. So it is going to be one of the reflection. We are going to compare. Yes, you are going to put your objectives. First stage is whether you are clear about your objectives. Whether you are clear about your objectives. Same way, whether you are clear about the objectives in your industries. Good. Second thing, your thought process. How many times you have been thought? How many times you have been thinking that I've been putting my energy towards my objectives? If it is 5, good. If it is below than 5, we may not, okay, we may not define our objective in such a powerful way. Can you able to agree with me? If it is not more than 5 times, I'm not thinking about my objective, then my objectives have been not that much powerful for me. The same way, you think about the objectives which you are going to lay down in your industries, in your shop floor. If it is going to be more powerful, then most of your employees are going to be attracted towards that. They will be attracted towards your idea. They will attracted towards your objective. Then you can able to ensure that yes, we can able to attain what we have been looking for. So the first outcome, the first takeaway from this session should be kindly write down objectives. Objectives can be after implementing this behavior based safety program, what are the things you want to have? That is going to be objectives, yes or no? If that objectives is not been that much clear, then how we are going to get or how we are going to ensure the change what we need. So first step, defining the objective. Second takeaway should be, are my objectives are clear? Are my objectives are attractable? So this is going to be more important to ensure that we have been moving in a right place. So behavior-based safety. Okay, behavior-based safety. First, yes, this ABC model, everyone would have been known that behavior, before the behavior, they'll be calling it as antecedents or your experience based on whenever I've been going to do a behavior, based on the belief system, based on my acceptance system, based on my model, I've been going to execute that thing, the behavior, execute that behavior. The next one is going to be the consequences. Consequences, after I'm doing that, what is going to be the consequences? What is going to be the consequences? Most of the time, we peoples, okay, we well-defined professionals, what we do, we try to work on this antecedents. Okay, let's give them good antecedents. Let's give them the kind of good awareness to ensure that the behavior has been towards your objective, towards the safe way. Okay, towards the safe way or towards the kind of acceptable way. But if it is not done in a right way, you are going to get a negative consequences. Then what we do, we will develop we are going to develop a negative consequences model to ensure that, or to threaten that people is telling that if you are not going to put your goggles, you will be fined by your safety officer, or you are going to be fired by your safety person or HR person. So this is going to be the negative consequences. So based on this negative consequences, this behavior, the behavior from that person is going to be fine-tuned, or you pretend in such a way that I changed my behavior. The biggest example, the good example can be um, the helmet and police. Helmet, yes, helmet will be to the petrol tank. But whenever we are seeing the police, we will immediately put down the kind of helmet to ensure that to prevent the negative consequences, I am changing my behavior. So is it right? I may not know, because sometimes this may work. This consequences, negative consequences, putting down your behaviors can work on. Even there are some kind of positive consequences also, positive consequences. If it is going to be appraisal, if it is going to be positive motivation, yes, this person has been giving me a lot of motivation. This person is giving me a lot of hopes has been there. So I will put all the PPEs and work. It is also a consequence, positive consequences. So whenever you are going to change, or if you want to control this behavior, okay, control this behavior, there are two things. It is a traditional thing, which is known as consequences, which is known as antecedents. But many journals, many conference, many a kind of research, what they are telling is it is very, very, very difficult to ensure that in these two models, which model will work, we can't able to predict at all. My dear participants, my dear leaders, that second takeaway should be kindly note that, or you can also able to understand that how we are going to predict that within this model, which model will suits your firm. This is a very, very, very important place, because BBS model, BBS, everyone can able to implement, everyone can able to tell you, everyone can able to teach you. They can able to teach you in a very good way, very good. But what about the implementation? You are going to be the king of your process. How you are going to decide upon which model will suits my organization. If you are going to pick the wrong system or wrong thing, we may not know. After 2 or 3 months only we will realize that yes, in this I picked a wrong system. So this is one of the complex things. This is one of the very important complex things which is being hidden in the traditional model of BBS. I hope you can able to accept this. Okay, you can able to accept this. So how we are going to get rid of this? Yes, we are going to know. We are going to know the key. How to get rid all of this? How to get rid of this important barriers which has been in place? So before I'm going to give you that key, give you that wonderful model of behavior-based conscious model, conscious safety of NVT, you have to understand how your brain works. Because once you have been understood this, once you have been understood this, once you have been aware about this, then you can able to easily, you can able to ensure, you can able to ensure, you can able to benchmark this model and implement in your organization also. My dear friends, okay, my dear friends, your brain works. In your brains, there are two parts. There are two parts. One part is going to be, okay, one part is going to be a conscious model. Second part is going to be the subconscious model or unconscious model. Your conscious mind is a logic mind. Your conscious mind will think everything in a logic way. Your things, all the things, okay, all the things which we are seeing, all the things we are going to get the inputs, everything will be going into your conscious mind. So conscious mind is like a gate, okay, to have a better understanding in a general way. What is conscious mind? Conscious mind is nothing but a gate and gate with a watchman to ensure that what are the things as to pass on to your subconscious mind. Conscious mind knows every logic, finds every fault, and it don't accept anything unless you believe. So conscious mind is a logic mind. What are the things you are going to see, hear, all the five senses, everything inputs will be going to your conscious mind only. Next thing is your subconscious mind. Whenever you are going to repeatedly, you are going to give a input to your conscious mind. Repeated inputs, okay, repeated inputs, then your subconscious mind will believe and pass this information to your subconscious mind. Give your information to the subconscious mind. This petty subconscious mind, it does not knows. It does not know what is right, what is wrong, whether it is good for me, bad for me. Nothing it knows. Whatever the information has been passed to the subconscious mind, it will try to execute it. It will try to execute by our action. If you are not believing me, okay, I know some of my participants will think that why Satya you have been telling a lot of the things out of science. It's not out of science. Uh, okay, that's why whenever I've been taking this emergency handling technique or first aid, I will tell that first aid, yes, every year we are giving first aid or emergency training to our employees. How many of your employees can able to really exhibit it whenever you are seeing a road accidents in a road? Subconsciously, unconsciously competent. So it's purely based on science. You imagine whenever there is an emergency in your institution, in your industries, some peoples will react, some peoples may not. After this emergency, whenever you have been going to ask them, they will tell them, okay, they will tell you, I don't know what I did, but based on my intention, I did all this. Whenever you have been put into pressure, whenever there is emergency, you have been tuned into your subconscious mode. So what are the information? Okay, what are the information which is being passed by your conscious mind? It is going to be there in your subconscious, stored in your subconscious, and it's ensures that this information has been this information or this things has been done, has been executed in a real way. That is going to be the important thing which our subconscious mind will do. So in this behavior based safety, all the objectives which you are going to lay down in your industry, in your shop floor, it has to be ensured that your employees has been accepted that and they have been into the subconscious of their employees. Yes, sir. If they are not believing at all, if it is not past the conscious level at all, how it can able to pass it, how it can be stored in the subconscious to ensure, okay, to ensure that it is being executed. It is being executed. So that is the important thing nowadays. We have been seeing a lot of seminars. They are telling that always talk positive thing, always think positive thing. Why? Whenever you are going to think about that, it can be executed. It will be followed in your action. So this is the main important things of the conscious and subconscious mind. Now it's a time for our participants. If I've been asking you, who are you? Okay, who are you? What is the answer you are going to tell? You can able to put it in the chat box. Thank you. It's a very, very important thing. Okay, very important thing. You have to understand. Excellent. Sadish Kumar said, winner first. Good. Everyone, okay, everyone ask these questions to you. Who are you? Are you first? Don't tell your name. Don't tell your job. Don't tell your place. Don't tell your father's name. Apart from this, who are you? Okay, we will see this answer. After seeing this answer, you have to ensure, okay, you will get a very clear picture and you will say that you will know how to implement this behavior based safety in your organization in a well defined way, in a well defined way, in a proven success way. The first thing is, whenever I've been asking you who are you, you are nothing but, you are nothing but cluster of habits. You are nothing but your cluster of habits. You are cluster of your habits. Yes or no? You are cluster of your habits. Averagely, there are going to be 100 to 110. Okay, 100 to 110 consistent habit for an human being, normal human being. So you are made up of with cluster of habits. So behavior based safety, you are trying to change this habits or you are trying to change these actions. Okay, if it is a action which is being performed again and again, it is going to become your habit. Okay, that's good. But many of our principles, many of our ideology, what we are telling, change your actions. Is it that much easier? My dear friend, uh, we will have a small game, a small challenge from today onwards. You reply me or reply UVT persons on next week Saturday. We will have a challenge every day morning. Instead of brushing in your right hand, we all have to brush only on left hand. You follow this from tomorrow and reply me after a week how many days you did it without forgetting. You can able to message and you can able to have a trial run with yourself, and you can able to understand how difficult it is to change the actions. It is not so easy. Yes or no? It's not so easy at all. Taking a class is very easy for me to tell that you have to change this behavior, unsafe behaviors, unsafe actions has to be changed into safe behaviors. It is very easy. But is it that much easy to demonstrate it? My dear friends, my dear leaders, it is not that much easy at all. You have to understand this model. You have to understand this very, very important model called behavior based conscious model. What is behavior based conscious model? If you are going to touch this, my dear friends, if you are going to touch this, you have to start from first. You have to start from here, which is known as thought process. What is thought process? How my thought process, how the thought process in my employees have been originated, we have to understand. If it is a near miss actions or the near misses or unsafe action have been performed by an employee, what is the thought process? What is the originating thought process of it? Why this employee has done like that? What is the thought process? So the thought process, you have to ensure that you have to make a system, make your training or make your implementation model in such a way that this thought process has to be changed. Is that right? This thought process has to be changed to ensure that they are not repeating these actions, unsafe actions. So the thought process, everything originates from the thought process. How to change the thought process? Yes, there are various activities. I will tell you visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Visual, what they see, what they hear, what they feel. There is a separate a kind of workshop to ensure that this right inputs have been given for all these sensory organs. That's why we will keep on telling to our participants, to our students, to tell them, to tell them in such a way, in such a way that all the, all the things, all the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, whichever they have been feeling, it has to be done. Okay, it has to be in a right way. It has to be in a right way. If that can be done, the thought process which you are going to be thinking, it's going to be the right way, then we are going to get positive feelings. We are going to have a positive feelings. What is positive feelings? Positive feelings, whenever my thought is right, I'm been going to get a positive feeling. I will tell you, today is Saturday. Saturday afternoon, we will have, usually we will have a very pleasant feeling. Why? Tomorrow is holiday. Tomorrow is holiday. Must like that, like that, Sunday evening. Okay, Sunday evening, we will get, we can able to get a different feeling in such a way that, tomorrow is a Monday, we have to go to work. So the feelings, actually, the actions is not done, the kind of action is not done, but my thought process, my thought process, by my thought process, I've been getting the feelings. I've been getting the feelings. There may be many people, nowadays, many students, many employees, young employees, they have been without any, without any things, without any matters, they have been always, they have been sad. If they have been, if they have been enquired, they have been counseled, they're telling that, I don't know why I've been doing like this, or why I've been so sad. The reason is about their inputs to this VAK sensors. Early morning, if you are going to see the WhatsApp, surely your feelings is going to be not in the right mood. It is going to be the other way, negative way only. So kindly avoid this. So thought process is going to be the input. From thought process, you are going to get the feelings. Next one is going to be the attitude. My dear friends, without touching this TFA, thought process, feelings, and attitude, how is it possible to change the action? How it is, how we can able to change the actions. Next one is attitude. What is attitude? Attitude is nothing but, an attitude is nothing but a filter to ensure what type of thought process has to be executed at this time, at this place, at this persons, with that persons. Everyone will getting the thought process. Today, more than 100 people have been registered for this training. Good. But how many of us is going to have that attitude to execute that? Execute the thought which I had at that time, at that place, to that person's. That is known as attitude. Attitude is nothing but a filter. That's why you would have been heard in many of the people saying that your attitude is very good. It's nothing but you are executing the thought process, right thought at right place at right time to the right people. It's known as attitude. Slowly you have to build this. Slowly you have to build this, your attitude also. Okay, your attitude also. Slowly you have to build this attitude, a good attitude, a strong attitude, a versatile attitude to ensure, okay, to ensure that we have been exhibiting, we have been trained in such a way that to exhibit the right thought process. There may be a lot of good peoples, okay, there may be a lot of good peoples. Whenever there is a brainstorming session, whenever there is a top management discussion, we may have a very good idea, but we always feel that whether it is a right or wrong. So always to get rid all of this attitude has to be empowered, okay, empowered. Then from this attitude you are going to get the actions. Once your attitude, you have been filtered, by that filter you are going to exhibit the actions. Then the cluster of these actions is going to be the habit. If you are going to perform the same action for the, if you are, okay, okay, you may be sitting now, okay, you may be sitting now in a position. This position is going to be the position which you often sits whenever you have been in an online class. Whenever in an online class. So the same set of actions for the same set of environments is known as habit. So here, my dear friends, the fourth takeaway of this session is going to be you decide upon if I've been going to implement this behavior-based safety only touching on my fourth and fifth point, how it is going to be helpful for me, or how it can able to give the result which I've been expecting, the kind of result which I've been expecting, how I can able to do, you can able to decide upon. So the learnings from this slide is how you are going to touch this place. Very important. How you are going to feed visual, auditory, kinesthetic, positive message for the change you want to be. That is going to be the important things which okay, which you have to, okay, ensure that. So the next one is going to be the very important thing, scientific approach. Yes, today I have been told you whenever you are going to have a successful behavior based implementation, you have to start from this place, not from this place. I hope you have been agree with me. You would have been agree with me. Then seeing this, okay, seeing this, because we all as engineers, we all always based on, we will accept only based on the scientific truths only, scientific truth. Whether you are having a scientific proof or not, you will ask me. Okay, you can able to ask me. So scientific truth, by searching that scientific truth, we got this information, very interesting information, my dear friends. Per day averagely 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts we are getting. As a common average person, we are getting this 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So what's wrong in it? If you're asking me, Satya, what's wrong in it? It's good only to have this many thoughts. Is it good or wrong? We can able to see. Okay, we can able to see. In this, averagely 80% of the thoughts are of N way, negative ways, and 95 thoughts are exactly the same repetitive thoughts as the day before. Same thoughts. Same thoughts when the Sunday will come, what we will do. The same thought we would have been thinking on Tuesday also. Tuesday, from Tuesday till today, we will be daydreaming about our Sunday. So, same thoughts, we are going to put energy. So, 95% of same thoughts. So, what is wrong in it? If everybody is having a energy, I hope you will agree on it. Every person is having a kind of energy. That's why whenever there is any emergency, what people will do? Immediately they will, doctors will take our ECG. So, if we are going to have 6 lakh energy, this 6 lakh is just to quantify us. It may vary based on person to person. So if you are going to see that we are having 6 lakh energy a day, if you are going to spend the 6 lakh energy on 60,000 thought process, so you are approximately, you are going to spend about 10 watts per thought. If I'm having 60,000 thoughts, per thought I am spending only 10 watts per thought. This thought, it mixed of both the ways of thought. A thought which is being towards my objective, a thought which is being away from my objective, a thought which is good for me, a thought which is not good for my industry, a thought which may lead to unsafe act. So I'm giving a equal energy to all the types of thoughts. Then how I can able to execute the important actions or behaviors I have to do, or I am going to do that. It may not be possible at all. It may not be possible. It may not be feasible at all. So, my dear friends, the biggest challenge is whenever you're going to go for this behavior based safety implementation, I will tell you the next hurdles. Yeah, I can able to tell you the next hurdles. The next hurdles we are going to frame or we are going to know is how you are going to give more energy to the thought process which you want to change. The only solution, the only key which we have is try to reduce the thought process. Try to reduce the thought process. The thought process need not to be 60,000. It can be reduced whenever the number of thought process, the thought process has been reduced. You will get a very clear path in such a way that whether you are towards your GPS is nothing but goal positioning system, or you have been away the GPS, towards or away the GPS. Imagine a water. Okay, imagine a water. Always you are going to stir the water. Always. Okay, continuously you are stirring the water. If you are going to stir the water continuously, it is always okay. The kind of good things, bad things, even tidy things is going to be in the water always. We may not know where these unwanted things have been located, been placed in the water. So the same thing in our brain, whenever you are going to keep on doing this, keep on thinking and thinking, we may not know what is the good thought, what is the bad thought, which I have to remove it, which I have to give additional power, which is good for me, which is good for my industry, we may not know. So your behavior based model which we are talking now, you ensure that the behavior based model which has to be implemented by you is give the space in such a way that the thought process has been aligned, it is been reduced, it is going to give us the biggest, it can able to give you the biggest intake, it's going to give us the biggest benefit of implementation of this BBS. That is going to be the most important thing. Apart from this, I will tell you one biggest secret. If you can able to follow, you can able to follow upon. Whenever you are going to give some 5 to 10 minutes silent time for you, try to implement it in your personal life. Give 5 to 10 minutes after your day, after finishing your work, night time, 5 to 10 minutes without any digital aids, without any persons, without any thinking. Just to give 5 to 10 minutes, then see what is the difference you are feeling within 2 weeks. A lot of things can be changed if you are going to give this silence time. So behavior based, this conscious safety model, how this BBCS can be implemented. It can be implemented based on these 5 steps. First, observe the behavior. First step is nothing but observe the behavior. Observing the behavior about these 4 W's: who, where, when, and what. Whenever you're going to observe the behavior, don't go for implementation throughout your industry. It may not work. Okay, it may not work. It will be most difficult. Choose soft flows, then you can able to implement this. What you are going to do, observe the behavior. This behavior observation sheet should able to have all these observations has to be recorded. Who, where, when, and what. It has to be clearly, it has to be indicated. Then analyze the data. Once you observe the data, you have to analyze the data. From that, what you are going to do, you are going to identify the critical risk behaviors from the analysis. We are going to put weightage to that. We are not going to tell that all this, okay, all these behaviors has to be changed. Yes, there are many behaviors has to be changed, but in that, okay, choose what are the critical behaviors, top five. Top five, I will tell not more than seven. If you are going to concentrate more than seven behaviors, it's going to be more difficult. The output we may not get in a right way. So analyze the data. You are going to identify the critical risk there. Next one is generate the solutions for that. Generate the solutions for that. What are the solutions for this behavior? Okay, for this behavior, we will have to generate a solution in such a way that what are the alternatives we can able to provide upon. Alternatives, that's why I told you, alternatives not only on the end behavior. Do not think only about the end behavior. Think about how to change the thoughts itself. From the thought process itself, you have to understand how to implement it. It can be, okay, it can be, okay, giving more costly informations about that work, about the deviation. Okay, already you would have been found that this behavior has been a very crucial behavior. Why they are doing it, they may not understand that. So that the sensory organs in that shop floor, the inputs which you are going to give, visual, auditory, and kinesthetic, it can be in such a way that it can able to change the perceptions which they have in a earlier days. Okay, I will tell you my personal experience. Once, okay, once we have been done this, okay, once we have been done this, uh, one biggest firm, okay, one biggest firm in Bangalore, they had all PPEs, all the safety culture, but they found that the initial level of employees, first year to fourth year, a lot of violations has been there in PPs, irrespective, okay, irrespective of the department, and they did, okay, in fact they did all the trainings, all the things, but they felt that something has been lacking there. Then we introduced this BBCS model. Then we found a very interesting fact in such a way that this new peoples, okay, this new peoples, okay, maybe 1 year to 2 or 3 years, they are thinking that putting a PP itself is a punishment. Why? The inputs, visual, auditory. From their visual, they are seeing that the top management peoples are not coming for the toolbox stock. They are not putting the PPs. So they feel that it's only for the juniors. Why we have to, okay, why we have to adhere to that? Then we felt it should be changed. If we are going to give a permanent solution for this one, the inputs of the visionary, what they are seeing, what they are hearing, what they are feeling has to be changed. Then we told the top management every day, at least 3 days once, whenever there is a toolbox talks, everybody in the firm should be there. So the visionary input be changed. Visionary input has been changed. Now, good, at least 80 to 90 percentage of the young employees are putting, they are knowing the seriousness. So the concept, the input, giving the input, changing the input to the way what we want. This is a very critical role, my dear friend. Generate solution. This generate solution, I always feel that it has to be given from you. because you are the owners, you are the leaders, you know about your process well than anyone else. We can't able to give the solutions, yes or no. Only you can able to give the solutions. It can be validated from us. It can, don't ever get the solutions from the third person or external person. It does not going to work at all. Next, you are going to change the behavior. After this third, you are going to have generate the solution. Then you are going to change the behavior. You are going to see that whether that behavior change has been happened in that workplace or not. For behavior change, it will have some time. Okay, it will take some time. Don't think that it is being done within a day, within a night, within a week. It's not so. It is a constant process. It's a slow process. It is a cultural change. It's not that immediately after one training everything will change. Nothing like that. Nothing will change like that. But we can able to ensure that some timelines, okay, some time accepted timelines has been drafted down, and we are going to evaluate. We are going to evaluate. Don't evaluate. Don't uh, always wait for the end to evaluate the results in BPCS or in BBS, okay, implementation. Always ensure that you have been evaluating in middles some well-framed timeline to ensure that whether the solution which you drafted is working in a right direction or not. So these are the 5 steps of BBCS. First, you have to observe, analyze, generate the solution, change behavior, and evaluate. These are the 5 important steps which you have to ensure that. And in this third step, okay, in this third step, your input is very, 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 very important. Whenever you have to go, okay, whenever you have been going to understand the change in behavior, you have to understand these 3 phases. Without these 3 phases, we can't be able to change the behavior at all. So what we are going to do, we are going to have a 3 phases. Whenever you are going to have a behavior change, we are going to have a 3 phases: distraction phase, installation phase, and integration phase. What is distraction phase? Distraction phase is for nothing but for 22 days. It is coming out of comfortable zone. My dear friends, many of the time we will have a goal. We will ensure that a change in my behavior has to be done, but it's very, very, very difficult. Why? Because whenever we are going to go for a change, we are ensuring that some part of our brain has been activated. For a change, we need some part of our brain to be activated. So coming out of this comfortable zone, it takes 22 days, this distraction phase. Because in this 22 days, we always ensure, okay, we always ensure this. Sure, Parni sir, it will be, okay, always the PPT will be, okay, it will be shared. We will put the, okay, links you can able to do, and it will be shared automatically to you. So this is known as interaction phase. Okay, this kind of distraction phase is nothing but like coming out of the comfortable zone. How we are going to come out of our comfortable zone? It takes 22 days. Whenever you are going to change a behavior, this 22 days is very, very important. That's why I tell the, okay, consultant who have been doing this behavior based safety and they have been implementing it for 22 days. You have to give, okay, for 22 days you have to give some exercise in such a way that it is constantly done. They are coming out of this distraction, coming out of this comfortable zone. Next to 22 days is nothing but a installation phase. Installation phase, slowly that new habit is going to be there. It is going to be embedded in your brain, called as neurons. Okay, if you have time, you can always ensure that you have been browsed and you can able to see what is neurons in the brain. Very, very important thing and very interesting part. This neurons is going to be embedded by the behavior which you have been followed for 22 days. This phase is known as the fear phase. Brain starts fearing. Why? You are going to ensure, you are going to work, you are going to give a new place, storage place for your brain. So automatically more work has to be done by your brain. So your brain starts fearing. If you can able to cross this 22 days, okay, totally 44 days, then it's going to be integration phase. Integration phase is a very easy phase. Nowadays, many of us, we will tell that I will have this habit. Without doing this habit, I can't be able to sleep, or without doing this thing, I can't be able to start my day. Without reading a newspaper, I can't be able to start a day. It is nothing but integration phase. So this 44 days, if you are going to implement any kind of BBS in your institution, you have to have this 44 days exercise, at least 44 days exercise. Then integration phase should be a check phase to ensure that whether they are following it, whether they have been ensuring whether they are doing it in a regular basis. So the 66 days we require to ensure that a new behavior have been incorporated in an employees. I hope you can able to understand what is the difficulties. Okay, what is the difficulties whenever you have been going for change. So this much things is very, very important. Now we will see this, some of the interesting, okay, some of the interesting activities which I like to share you, because speaking, sharing the information is always good, but some of the activity can be done to ensure that this behavior change can be implemented in you, then you can able to implement the same thing in your industries also. There is 5:1 rule. Okay, 5:1 rule. What is 5:1 rule? Always ensure, always, okay, whenever there is a good thing, you can able to share it with 5 people. So you can able to talk it for 5 times. You can able to think for 5 times. Whenever there is not a good thing, not a positive thing, at least, okay, you have to think more than one time, and at most you have to share only to one person only. If it is good thing, share to 5%. If it is bad thing, if it is negative thing, you have to share. If it is at most, if it is needed, then you share to only one person. 5:1 rule to revamp my brain, to revamp my thinking, to revamp my brain towards the positive thing. 1:23 rule, very important rule. What is this 1:23 rule? Per day, 1 hour I have to spend for myself. It may be exercise, it may be meditation, it may be walking, it may be jogging, it may be book reading. Any kind of things which you are going to spend for yourself, do it, love it, without any digital age. Then next 23 hours is going to be yours. You can even ask me, Satya, next 23 hours, in that 23 hours, 8 hours or 7 hours, I'm going to sleep. Is that hour also has been included? Yes, it is also included. Why? Because many of us nowadays have been not getting a good sleep. Without disturbance, we can't be able to sleep. Why? All this, okay. Whenever we are not going to spend at least 1 hour for ourselves, we may not be in a position to do, to sleep. A good sleep, a sound sleep may not apply. Next, 3A principle: accept, adapt, and apply. Accept, adapt, and apply. What are the things? Whenever there is new things, whenever there is a command, whenever there is a new circular, whenever there is a new thing, always don't say no. Whenever there is a new training, whenever there is a new concept, whenever there is any kind of things has been introduced in your life, we always have a tendency saying no, because we are not used for the change. We are not accepting the change. So always accept it, adapt to it, and then apply in your real life. You can able to be in a very, very, very positive way. You can able to get a lot of good things in your life when whenever you have been following this 3A: accept, adapt, and apply. Next one is going to be 3C concept. Always say no to this 3Cs: contempt, complain about others, criticizing others. It is not our daily routine at all. It should not be. You should not follow this 3Cs. Last one, very important thing: creativity tool. My dear friends, my dear employees, I've been feeling, whenever I've been going for a training or an audit in an organization, an organization which spends time for this creativity, which invests on this creativity, always we can able to ensure that safety is there, quality is there, production is there, job satisfaction is there. They are working in a very good way. So creativity, how we can able to ensure the creativity? You do this activity for yourself. Take different materials. For example, today I am taking a phone. In with this phone, apart from talking, what are the activities I can able to do? You list out like this. Take take a material for 21 days, then 22nd day or the last day, 23rd day, you take your problem in your life, and surely you can able to get a very good solution for this. So creativity, it should be there. Okay, always creativity should be there, and also your job, your workforce should be there, and also your job should be designed in such a way that some creativity has been aligned in that, and at least weekly once, some part, some 10 minutes or 15 minutes has to be aligned for this. So with this, okay, thank you. Safety is always a continuous fight with the kind of human nature. The treasure house of safety is always within you. Safety always has to be starting from us. Always aspire, transform, and inspire. And also thank you. And thanks. I thank Infinity for this wonderful opportunity to describe upon the implementation of BBCS. If you have any doubts, okay, if you have any doubts, you can able to put in the chat box, or you can able to unmute and you can able to ask. I've been posted the feedback links. Okay, feedback links. You can able to give the feedbacks, and this presentation will be automatically shared to you. Okay, any doubts, any queries, you can be able to put in the chat box, or you can able to unmute and you can able to talk.
Sir, very good morning, sir.
Sir, good morning, Pani sir.
This is Palan from Ashok Leyland, sir. My voice is audible, sir?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, I know about the BBS concept. Today I'm learning from the behavior-based conscious model.
Yes, sir.
Sir, we are looking at the at-risk behavior person. So we have to counsel the person. Again, we have to monitor with the person not doing the at-risk behavior for the further occurrences. If he has continue for the again at-risk behavior, what we can as a safety says for 21 times you can give the training to the people. So then only they will be changing.
Okay.
So repeatedly we are giving the training, awareness, whatever it may be. Some of the inherent behavior of the people are there. If the people is good, specific person is good, sir, but he is skipping with the PPE for while working at the height work. Person is good. Supervisor says for he is good. At that time, what we can we given the so many times for counseling. So again, the same mistake are repeating. In this scenario, how we can correct the person, sir? Because every human value will be very important for us.
Yes, sir. Excellent point, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for the excellent question, sir. As you have been told, there is a thing has to be corrected in this fourth action. For this, what we are doing, we are giving some training. Training means we are changing, we are trying to change the attitude, or we are giving the counseling. Is it right, sir?
Yes, sir.
And so today, what you can able to do, and also you can also able to share this feedback also, sir. Whenever there is any kind of not accepted behavior or unsafe behavior, don't try to touch here, sir. Don't try to counsel or don't try to train. Straight away, you can able to you can able to ensure that the thought process is nothing but why this individual is doing like this.
Okay.
All the trainings, all my counselings are not accepted consciously by that employee. Is it right, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is not accepted consciously. So why it is not accepted consciously? Because if it is accepted consciously, subconsciously it is going to be registered whether Palani sir is there or not. Whether Palani sir is been in the site or not, he is going to put the safety harness. So you have to ensure that you have to touch this first and second in a constant way. For example, sir, whatever they are seeing, whatever they are hearing, whatever they are feeling in IT work, you ensure that the positive way, the things which you want to change, you can able to put upon. The similar experience I will tell you, sir. In the Delhi, okay, there is NTPCL. Okay, there are a lot of IT works have been there. So what they did is uh, they had a very big challenge in such a way that many contractor workers have been there. They will be coming on, they will be going on, because giving training and following them is very, very difficult, as you all know. What they did is they developed a VR based model, sir, visual reality based model. Every person, before moving into the IT, okay, before they are performing the IT work, they have to wear the goggles and they have to spend some 5 to 10 minutes to ensure that this visual auditory kinesthetic, a right portion has been imparted in the brain. For example, if they are going to put the goggles, it is going to be a game, sir. Exactly, it is going to be the game. The same scenario which they are working, they have to first, they have to go, they have to pick the harness. Okay, then they have to put the harness. Then they have to climb the ladder. For all this, they have to do the action also. Whenever they are, it's like a game. As I told, it's like a game. After finishing this in a right way, it is within 3 to 4 minutes. Okay, you can able to get a pass. After this pass, only they are going for working at height. It is one way. I'm not telling that you have to go for the VR based model, but I'm saying that based on your planned expectation, you try to work on this VAK. Okay, visual. What are the visual inputs can be given before they are going to work at height? What are the auditory effects? Whether I can able to even no informations, no kind of sounds, no kind of music, even 2 minutes of silence before they are going into any kind of height works, whether it can able to work on, whether it can able to recollect what are the things which we told on the type of induction day, whether it can able to recollect or not. You can able to work on. Then about the kinesthetic, whether we can able to have a small dojo room or a small laboratory room in such a way that all the working at height equipments have been placed and they can able to see that and they can able to start their work. All this can be done based on your needs, sir. But my suggestion is don't spend time on 3 and 4. Try to spend time on the first, sir, thought process and their feelings.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
And today I'm learning very much the tool from the 5:1 rule, sir. Most of the people are saying the negative into the more than 10%. Positive
Okay.
they cannot say for the like 1 or 2 people only. So 5:1 rule as well as it ourselves like 1:23. So I'm learning a very good input from you, sir, today. Like
Thank you, Pani, sir.
3A concept and no to 3C. These are all the new learning from this, sir. So thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, Pani, sir. I hope you can also able to tell to all of your employees also. It will be much happier for us.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Pani, sir. Thank you all. The feedback link has been posted. You can able to give the feedback. And once again, thank you for this wonderful session. We thank one and all who have been participated. And special thanks to Pani, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Sir, yes,
Yeah.
sir. Rajesh, sir.
Yeah. Satya, sir, actually, this is really a very good session because I already attended many trainings on this topic, but it is something different. So the content, the way you explained everything is very nice. Actually, sir, I am having one question. Actually, we already implemented BBS system, but we are facing some issues. Like actually, this BBS here we are having system like employees and contractors. Everyone can observe both good behaviors and risk behaviors. Both the things they can capture it. But problem is we are getting very less number of risk behaviors. Because for that actually we conducted one survey and we understood some of the issues like one thing is if one person is raising risk behavior on some other person, that creating some relationship issues, the damages. So that is one thing. And if a person raising that risk behavior on some other person, we can see the other person raise the risk behavior on the uh, another
Okay.
person name on the same day or next day. Like that blaming culture, that also happening. And also second thing is they are uh, feeling like there might be some disciplinary action if any risk behaviors and repeated behaviors. For that they are feeling like it's better to avoid raising risk behaviors like that, those kind of mindset. So
Okay.
due to this reason, actually, even though we are having this system for 2 3 years, but still a lot of improvements we need to make in this system. I need some suggestions from your end.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the elaborate question. Industry, sir, you are?
Yes, sir. I'm from AMA Manufacturing.
What manufacturing, sir? Pardon, sir?
Amway Manufacturing.
Amway
Yeah,
manufacturing. Good,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you, sir. Because why I've been asked this question is, the thing is very simple, sir. The thing is very simple. Worldwide, okay, worldwide, Toyota manufacturing system, okay, TPS. TPS has been accepted as a global best manufacturing system throughout the world, not Benz or not any other model. Okay, Toyota production system has been accepted worldwide as a best manufacturing system. Why? Because if you have time, you can able to download this ebook called TPS. It's a very good book. In this book, two things which is related to our today's concept, behavior-based safety, they have been dealt. The two concept is, first concept they are telling, whenever a employee is going to do a mistake or there is a deviation in the process, that employee is going to be rewarded. Why? Why they are going to be rewarded? It is not that we are going to encourage them or we have been going to give them positive intake. It's not in that way, positive reinforcement. They are telling that whenever we are going to design a system, we designed a system in such a way that by having all the FMEAs in model, all failure mode effect analysis, all the things putting into the mind, we designed a system. This employee
Sir.
to add values, to identify which place, okay, to identify which place the defect is. So we have to reward that employee. So we have to reward this employee. The second thing which they are telling is, which is related to our BBS, if there is any point of time in the manufacturing, any point of the employees have been finding a fault, immediately the entire line has to be stopped unless until the fault, root cause of the fault is being identified. So in this, I hope you can able to change your questionnaire in such a way that, or in, okay, your observation sheet in such a way that process can be identified, can be noted, can be recorded, not the persons. Define the process. Always ensure that the process is giving that room. That's why that person is doing that. Is it right, sir, Rajesh, sir?
Yeah, sir. You're correct.
My process is giving that room. For example, I'm not putting a helmet and working that place means my system, my process is giving that room. You can able to say that, sir, we are going to introduce any automation. I'm not saying in that way. I'm not saying in that way. Okay, whenever, okay, before 3 or 4, I think before 5 years, okay, this metro rail is going to be introduced. We had a very good discussion. They told that how a kind of metro rail station can able to survey in our Chennai, because a lot of people will go for a footboard. They will put all this kind of the dust, all this kind of things in the platforms and all. But there is no room for that. The positive culture has been introduced inside the metro rail platform. Is it right, sir?
Yeah, correct, sir. You're correct.
So you try to introduce a positive way of culture, and in your observation sheet, instead of naming that person, name the process. Name the process. If the process is named, have a system in such a way that a brainstorming has to be done with the process owner. They have to sit with all, and they have to bring back a good solution to you, and you can able to introduce that kind of suggestion to enhance, to introduce and tell that nobody can able to do this kind of activity from next day onwards. I'm not telling about only about automation thing, about the kind of shop floor culture also. So everything has to be there in our organizational culture. If your organizational culture, you can able to revamp your organizational culture, that is going to be the great thing.
Yes, sir. Yeah, you are correct. Actually, sir, as you already mentioned, like we are having a top 5 or 7 repeated behaviors. We already listed down, and we are actually we are having a separate booklets or online system for observing these things. But actually, we are having a separate section for mentioning their names also. So as you mentioned, we will look for removing that section temporarily. So we will try to focus on the process, and we will try for 2-3 months. Let's see if it is giving a good result. Then I think we can proceed, right?
Sure, sir. We also will be much happier. Any doubts, you can also able to call our invitee team. The next thing what I can able to give you a suggestion is, you are going to list out, you are having a list of top 10 unsafe acts. You list out for this top 10 unsafe act, what are the positive inputs you have been given? Visual, auditory, kinesthetic. Put it, and you can able to work on what are the things you have been implemented on these 3 ways. If it is going to be changing the thought process, as we have been learned today, it has to be from the first cycle, thought process. Whether my actions have been towards changing the thought process, or it is only of negative consequence. If you are not putting that, our management will ask and they will be scolding us. For that purpose only they have been reacting. If that is going to be the case, it is going to be much difficult, sir. So you can able to have a broad view, and you can able to try this. I hope this can able to be a successful model in your industry.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot. If I can get your contacts, definitely that will be helpful.
Sure, sir. I will put my contact number also. And also thank you, Pioneer sir. And also all this model, it is not only have been developed by myself. It is developed, it is a teamwork of neurosurgeons, behavior-based surgeons, safety persons. We 4 people have been there. Whenever there is a behavior-based safety, we are having 4 persons from 4 ends. All their inputs is also have been lying upon. So you can able to contact me whenever there is a need. I can also able to align you with all these persons, so we can able to understand the better system.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Raj sir, thank you. And thank you. And also thank you all for your patient hearing. And okay, once again, thank you. Have a safe day. We enjoy our safety month. And last but not least, the informations. Sudhakar sir.
Yes, sir. Listening.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, sir.
Thank,
So,
thank you, sir.
okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is the first ever attending your program. So it is so much informative and it can implementable, and that standard rules 21 days. That is really you appreciate. Really, it is work. It will work really. That's what I understood, and definitely we will
Thank you, sir.
inculcate the culture score in our side also. Definitely, sir. Thank you very much for conducting this program. Please keep on conducting.
Thank you, sir, Sudhakar sir, for your positive takes, and also it makes us to
Definitely,
do.
yeah, we'll attend and we'll do some good combination of Vivek with you. At site also you can conduct that also. We will plan in the next financial year because now budget is over. At least March afterwards, definitely will take some budget for trainings. So definitely it will be useful, sir. Thank you very much.
Sure,
Giving good
Sudhakar
insight.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words. Yes, for a trainer, it's always that positive things will drive us. Thanks for that. And also, I thank my team because it's the 46th week. I also will always ask my team how it is possible to do this many programs for 46 weeks. Yes, towards the objective to empower the industry peoples. Yes, good. Thank you. Thank you for all. Uh, we'll be in touch. I will be in touch. And also, the last part which I like to share you is this 21 days is very important. Okay, whenever you are going to have any kind of behavior-based training, always ensure that you are having some activities for 21 days. Then only you can able to get the utmost benefit out of it. Once again, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you all.
Fine, sir. Thank you. We'll implement 21 days. Really, it is
Sure,
eye-catching and interesting.
Sure, Sudhakar sir. You can able to implement and you can able to share the feedback to our invitee team also.
Yeah. Not only here, some of the training programs like transformation training program, so they say 21 times you are tried, 21 days you
Yes,
have to follow. It will
yes,
be your
sir.
own. True, sir. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you all.